So, for the very first time, I want to say welcome to my channel. My name's Craig Telfer. I am the host of A View from the Terrace on the BBC Scotland channel and also regularly appear on the Terrace Scottish Football podcast. And for a couple of months now, I've fancied giving vlogging a go. In the past I was probably a bit cynical about the whole venture, perhaps a bit sceptical, maybe even dismissive, but that attitude's changed in recent years and I do think it's something really worthwhile. It's a medium how a lot of people are consuming their football and it's something that I definitely want to explore. There's a lot of very good creators in the industry at the moment and I'm not trying to step on anyone's toes or steal anyone's thunder, but I do think that I can offer something a little bit different. I'm a wee bit older, which maybe helps, and I've got a natural curiosity for Scottish football. I think I've got a decent knowledge of the game at SPFL level, but beneath that, it's pretty sketchy at best, and I think this is going to be an exercise in finding out more about the game below the SPFL, the Lowland League, the Highland League, West of Scotland League, East of Scotland League, and so on, and really understand what it is about this sport that people love so much. I think one of the good things that we do on A View from the Terrace is able to shine a spotlight on some of the stories and some of the people that might not necessarily get the attention. And while it's great to see that on the television every Friday night, I want to go and experience it for myself. And that's the manifesto, as it were. And for the very first game that I am going to Glasgow Perthshire versus Dalry Thistle in the West of Scotland 3rd Division. Look at that! Oh! Yes! Now, I can't say I know too much about either side. Basically, all I know about Glasgow Perthshire I've read on their Wikipedia page. They were formed in 1890 and they were an offshoot of the Glasgow Perthshire Society, which provided bursaries and financial support for people who had moved from Perthshire down to Glasgow. And it's still on the go to this day, providing financial support from students from Perthshire who are studying at one of Glasgow's universities. The current campaign's been pretty so-so for Perthshire. They're currently sitting in the sort of lower reaches in mid-table. They're probably not going to get relegated, but they're too far away from the teams challenging for promotion at the moment either. The same is probably going to be said for Dalry Thistle. At the moment they're sort of upper mid-table, but again too far away. I'm not really sure what to expect from this match. It's not a level of football I've ever really taken in before. I think it's going to be fast, I think it's going to be frantic, I think it's going to be quite chaotic, I think it's going to be maybe a wee bit low in quality. I don't mean that in a dismissive way, but I think it's going to be like pretty full on, and on top of that it's an absolutely beautiful night to watch football. When it comes to the late spring, early summer months, this is the perfect time to watch football, particularly as a neutral, so looking forward to this one. So this is Keppoch Park. Got talking to the Dalry Thistle manager just prior to the game, and I'm sorry that I didn't actually have him on camera, but he was saying this is quite a difficult place to go. He says it's quite tough, it's a tight pitch, but this is a smashing wee place to play football. I've never been to a place like this before. You can tell it's a wee bit ramshackle, a wee bit rough around the edges, but this is a lot of character. Would Keppoch Park get a bronze licence? I have my doubts. Nevertheless, I like what I'm seeing here. Ultras. Seems like every club in the country has ultras. It doesn't matter what level it is, if it's all the way from the top of the Premiership all the way down to the West of Scotland 3rd Division, every team has ultras. I actually got talking to the young boys earlier and they say there's ultras at Vale of Clyde and St Roch's, so it's just incredible to see how this movement, for want of a better expression, has become so prevalent within Scottish football. But fair play to them, they could be doing anything else this evening. They could be watching Inter Milan versus Barcelona in the Champions League, but they're here tonight watching their local team. How long have you been watching Shire for?
A few years now.
Brilliant. And what's it like to support them?
It's good. Hot and cold. They can be hot and cold sometimes, but they're good to watch.
And why Glasgow Perthshire then?
It's a team that's local to me, so I want to stay an Irish shooter, so it's local.
Right. And what are you expecting for tonight's game?
Hopefully another 3 points.
Get a prediction for you?
I'll go for 2-1. Shire.
It could be in, it could be a 0-0, it could be a 6-5, it could be anything in between. It's a bit of an end of season kind of thing, so Aye, hopefully a decent game. Hopefully a decent game.
Why Dalry Thistle?
That's my dad's team. My dad was born in Dalry, and yeah, my dad's away now almost 10 years, so it's kind of feel my heart going now. So I kind of felt just kind of natural, just kind of follow the team. So I'm just kind of continued to do that. Yeah, got my season ticket lasting a couple of years or whatever. Used to support, well, still do support Dun United, but I'm a season ticket to this for years. But much prefer this. To be honest, more kind of proper football, real.
Let's see how this corner pans out here. First of the match. Oh! Look at that, brilliant. Absolutely incredible, there we go. First attack of the match, Thistle have scored, corner kick, brilliant goal, brilliant celebration, and the young boy behind me agrees. Brilliant, 1-0 Thistle. It's now 1-1. Shire have just pulled a goal back. I didn't quite see what was happening because I was too busy fiddling with my hair and trying to deliver a monologue about the size of the crowd. I suppose that's one of the pitfalls that we're going to experience when we're doing this vlogging. Great stuff. 1-1. And it didn't even work. Again, the price to pay for having long hair. 2-1 Shire. Oh, that's a penalty. Penalty to Dalry Thistle. Oh! Unbelievable. The Shire are 3-1 up. Absolutely horrendous mistake in the Dalry Thistle backline, and that allowed the striker to get in and finish. This is brilliant, and I keep missing the goals. I was thought I'd give the battery a rest there. I have got a lot to learn about this. Thistle have just pulled one back, well worked goal down the right hand side, the number 3. Actually a pretty good finish to steer it away from the goalkeeper. We're not even 30 minutes into the game and it's 4-2. There's a Shire got a fourth. Got to say, Dalry Thistle's defending has been pretty ropey, and that was a pretty easy goal for the Shire to score. But here we go, 4-2. There was a break in play there when one of the Perthshire players went down injured and had to be substituted, and during the break the Dalry manager pulled all the players together and absolutely tore through them, and to be honest, quite right, the calibre of the defendant we've seen from them tonight has been really poor, and by the sounds of things pretty uncharacteristic. I think up until this point, and certainly they've had a decent defensive record in the division, but really poor tonight. So there we go, that's half time. Glasgow Perthshire 4, Dalry Thistle 2. And you know something, I've really enjoyed this so far. I've really enjoyed it, actually, to the point where I'd wish I didn't have this camera with me so I could actually just sit back and take in this match. I think it's certainly full-blooded, full-throated, quite chaotic in a way. Both teams are trying to play football, which is exactly what you want to see when you come to games like this. But I've really, really enjoyed it. And this is certainly something you don't see in the SPFL as well. Fans at half-time having a kick about. I think that's something that's really struck me about Perthshire here, is that there's a real community feel to it, and I think clubs at this level, that's something you have to be. I think in this day and age, you've got to be more than just a place where folk come and watch a game on a Saturday. You've got to be a place where people can come and be proud of, and I've only been here an hour, so that's the sense that I'm getting from Keppoch Park. Now, while I don't know much about stuff that goes on outside the SPFL, I have bumped into someone that I do know. Bradley Rodden, former Stennismuir striker, played an enormous part in the club's 2023-24 championship win. It was you that put the ball in for Big Matty Aitken to score down at Bonnyrigg. But you're now at Forfar Athletic.
Yes.
How has the season been so far?
It's been ups and downs. We've still been playing good football, which is the main thing, but we've not really had the wins on the board. But since Jim's came in, it's made such a good difference. You know what I mean? We're training a lot better. He's really got a grip of the boys, I'd say. So it's about building for next year. So we're just hoping to win or draw on Saturday, just stay in the league, that's the main thing.
And you're right there, it's a huge game against Stirling Albion there, as you mentioned there. All you need is a point, really, and that ensures your League Two survival. What's the feeling like amongst the players going into this game?
See, to be fair, I think we're all fully confident. We've trained hard yesterday, we've trained hard also tomorrow, and then just, it's the same every week. We've been training hard, it's not as if we've not been, but we were struggling to gel at first, but I do feel we're fully confident. I'd say every one of the boys will be fully confident. Also a bit of nerves, anybody would feel it, but we know what's at stake for the history of the club, so I'm sure we'll win.
And you're a local boy as well. How often do you come down to Keppoch Park?
Just whenever I can. If I'm not playing football, I'll be watching either down here or some sort of game anyway. So but my mate's a captain here, so I'll try and come down as often as I can.
And we're at half time here. It's 4-2 to the Shire. What you made of the game so far?
Never a dull moment in these leagues, you know what I mean? You've seen a penalty miss, you've seen potential red cards getting through a bit, so but it's just that's what happens in these leagues. Grew up playing in them, so it's good to watch them.
Oh, here's a little factoid about Glasgow Perthshire that I've only just remembered. They actually get a mention in James Kelman's novel A Disaffection, one of the best books I've ever read, and an essential read for men who are between the ages of about 25 and 45. But yeah, that's one for the James Kelman fans watching this vlog. It is 4-3 now. Dalry Thistle have just pulled a goal back. Absolutely superb goal. The boy down the left-hand side there, he cut inside onto his right foot and slammed a shot off the post. So it's added some much-needed jeopardy to a half that had started quite slowly. Shire 4, Thistle 3. The scoreline now, Glasgow Perthshire 5, Dalry Thistle 3. Young boys put through a goal there and a very cool finish through the goalkeeper's legs. The longer this game's going on, the worse my hair has been getting. But I got talking to a coach from Partick Thistle who lives locally. It was one of his nights off, so he was down watching this game with his laddie. And he was just saying there about how important Keppoch Park and Glasgow Perthshire are to the local community. And the kids could be out, causing bother, up to no good. But instead they're here hanging out with their mates and getting a bit of time in the sun and watching the local team, and ultimately that's what you want. That's what the purpose of a local football club is. Oh, it's a handball. Let's see. Big guy's on it. Right, I fancy him very strongly to put this one away. Finally get the chance to capture something that Shire are doing on camera. Here we go. And there we go, right at the very end, there's Dalry Thistle pulled another goal back, so that's Perthshire 6, Dalry Thistle 4. There we go, full time, Glasgow Perthshire 6, Dalry Thistle 4. Terrific game of football, so much fun, so much entertaining, and it sounds lame, but like proper football. Really enjoyed myself. That's me back up the road from Keppoch Park, and I've had a wee chance to reflect on tonight's game, and I've got to say I paid £7 to get into the match. I got to see 10 goals, some all-action, frantic football, certainly value for money. And really, if you have got the opportunity to go and watch your local football team for relatively buttons, you should definitely take it, because you're going to be entertained. You're going to find something there that you're going to enjoy, and you can just go and watch football for the sake of watching football, and that's certainly what I found this evening. It was great fun. And I've got to say as well, you know, Keppoch Park has got a reputation for being quite a rough part of Glasgow, but certainly everyone I spoke to tonight, from the older guys all the way down to the young team, were so friendly and so welcoming, and I've got to say they're a credit to their area. And I think Perthshire are a credit to the area as well. As I mentioned there, they've got a real community feel to them. I think that's an important hub that everyone can really rally behind. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun, and I hope I get the chance to go and see Perthshire again in the future. So I think that'll do us for now. If you like this video, please let me know in the comments, and please let me know what I can be doing better going forward. It's my first experience vlogging. I've got a long way to go to actually get good at it, but I hope this was a good start. Also, let me know if there's any games I should be going to, any grounds, any teams that I need to see, because I'm relatively new in this journey of Scottish football outside the SPFL. So, as all YouTubers tend to say at the end of their videos, please like and subscribe, but most importantly, enjoy your football, but please do so respectfully.